Hi, everyone. Bill Rentschler in the 1011 Now streaming studio. It's Wednesday, and that means it's Crime Stoppers Day. And once a month, we're always lucky enough to have the Lancaster County Sheriff's Office come in, have Chief Deputy Houchin come in, Captain John Vick. And today we got the big guy, Sheriff Terry Wagner, in the building. Thank you so much for coming in and joining us today.
Sure.
How have things been? Everything been doing okay?
Doing good. We've had a pretty decent summer. Our activity has been what we normally expect and not too crazy, and we've been able to hire some people, which is helping on the personnel front, so that's a good thing. Yep.
All good things.
You betcha.
All right, and so today we're doing kind of a little bit of a variation on Crime Stoppers. Usually, whether it's Jared Maneri or someone from UNLPD, it's like, hey, we have a crime, we need a person. With the Lancaster Lookout and with this sort of version of Crime Stoppers, it's like, hey, we have the person, but we kind of need to find him.
Yep.
And so these individuals are kind of on your top 10 list of who you're looking for in Lancaster County. And thankfully, last month when we spoke with Deputy Houchin, we had a Hogemeyer, I believe.
Yeah, Josh Hogemeyer.
Josh Hogemeyer. And he was an individual that at the time he said, we're really interested in finding this guy, and we found him.
We did. July 10th, he got arrested. We got a tip where he was at, and we were able to arrest him, and he's still in jail, and hopefully change his ways.
There we go. All right, so we have two individuals today, and again, I told you at the beginning, I feel like we have some interesting names here. Our first individual is a Nathan Carlisle Larson. Can you kind of walk us through what Nathan is wanted for and why you guys are looking for?
Well, Nathan's he's a white male, age 42, 6 foot tall, 195 pounds. Nathan has a felony warrant out for criminal and mischief over $5,000. So he walked into one of the emergency rooms of the hospitals and reported that he was dying. And when they wouldn't give him the medication that he wanted, he sort of went nuts and became angry, ripped a patient transport monitor off his base, swung it around, started breaking stuff up in the hospital, did about $10,000 damage to the medical equipment in the hospital, and then was arrested then. That was back in March, and then he failed to appear in court after he was arrested and released. And so then he was arrested and posted bond again for about $600. And guess what? He didn't show up for his second court date. So we're looking for Nathan Larson. He at one time had Nathan's Lawn Care or Larson Lawn Care.
Okay.
So kind of all over the place. We don't really know where he's living right now. He's listed as transient, and so we'd sure like to get some information on where Nathan's at and get him into custody.
Kind of trying, third time's the charm, hopefully, here.
Hopefully.
Repeat customer.
Yep.
Hopefully we can get him to show up for his court date.
I think the judge wouldn't be quite as understanding this time with his bond.
Yeah, I can imagine. Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on...
Anyway, yeah.
Yeah. Whatever that phrase is. I can't think of it off the top of my head. But yeah, so... Yeah, not sure where he is, but obviously he has a history here in Lincoln and Lancaster County. So if anyone knows kind of any information on where they might be able to find him, we have up on screen here kind of, I think these are the best ways to get in touch with you guys to kind of leave a tip.
441-6000 is a really good one. 475-7600. I'm sorry, 475-3600 is the Crime Stoppers number if someone wants to leave an anonymous tip. Or they can call one of our investigators at 441-7350. So there's a number of ways to get a hold of us, or go to our website and can email us the same information. So that's helpful too.
Yeah, and then there's the P3 app, which Jared and I always talk about. The P3 app is a great way to leave a tip, because that also then lets you guys have at least a little bit of a conversation.
Right.
A lot of times, I know Jared's always said, there's just that one follow-up question, that one more piece of information.
And Crime Stoppers really is anonymous. So when you call and leave information, we are not able to recontact you and kind of clarify or follow up on information that was provided. So it makes it a little challenging.
And sort of just a little off topic here for you, Sheriff Wagner, because you've been in law enforcement a long time. You've been sheriff here in Lancaster County for a long time. Mm-hmm. So you've really seen this Crime Stoppers program probably really grow and grow and grow over the years.
I remember when it first came into being, and that had to be early 80s, and it really has been very helpful for us. And we've done some other initiatives too, like our Lancaster Lookout that we have on our website, and it's people that we have not been able to locate, and their names and pictures are on our website. So that's another good way to take a look and give us a call if you recognize those folks.
Yeah, and so that was individual number 1 was Nathan Larson. Individual number 2, we have a Corey Van Bowman. And I feel like this guy really stands out. The blonde eyebrow.
Yes.
That he has, very distinctive.
Yeah, his right eyebrow. I looked at that as well, and I thought, wow, that's interesting. A little unusual.
Yeah.
But Corey is 29 years old. He's 6'6".
Oh,
so he's a very tall guy.
And blonde eyebrow.
220 pounds, so tall and slender. He's wanted for a burglary that happened in June. He was arrested in July. I'm sorry. He was arrested for that burglary in the laundry room of an apartment complex, in the mail room, and he was stealing numerous items and packages. He was arrested for that burglary in June. He was released from jail after posting bond and then ordered to appear. And guess what? He didn't appear. So it's a felony warrant for burglary for Corey Van Bowman. And interestingly enough, we have very little background on him. He, in our system anyway, he just surfaced in October of 2023.
Okay.
And he's been listed as a transient in all the contacts. So we don't know where he's at, where he might be living at or staying at. And if anybody knows Corey or knows his whereabouts, we'd really be interested in finding out.
And a lot of these things, and correct me if I'm wrong, obviously the first guy, Nathan Larson, with the damage that he did, a lot of these things, you just got to appear in court. A lot of times, maybe it's just a fine that gets levied against you or something like that.
Well,
but things just really get worse for you when you don't.
That's exactly right. Yeah, when you just keep not appearing, then your bond goes up and that's what bond is for, is to guarantee your appearance. And so, it just it makes matters worse when you don't show up in court, and at least accept some responsibility there.
Mm-hmm. Compounding interest is your friend. This kind of compounding interest, though, is kind of not your friend.
Yeah.
So, again, with Corey, we just showed it on screen just a second ago. But, again, if you have information, again, like Sheriff Wagner said, listed as a transient, so I'm not entirely sure if he's still in the area. But if you know him, if you think you know him, law enforcement will always take tips. And, again, you guys can provide that information through the channels that you see there on the screen. And Sheriff Wagner, you mentioned it, but again, the Lancaster Lookout website, I'm going to punch that up right here. This is a great resource. Again, we can see Nathan Larson's listed here on your website, but there's multiple individuals that you guys are always looking for.
There's about 10 folks there that we're looking for, and Nathan and Corey and Nathan Larson are just the two latest ones that have made the list.
So this website, as well as the Lincoln Lancaster County Crime Stoppers websites, are both again great resources to kind of see what's going on, see if you can provide any information. And again, I've talked about it with Jared and Ari on here, but a lot of times the crimes that we talk about on here are kind of the lower level ones,
right?
But they can lead to some bigger bigger operations.
And unfortunately, I think like Joshua, some of these are fueled by drugs, where he was trying to get drugs at the hospital, and that's started him on this path. So hopefully, if we can get him into custody, might be able to get him some help too.
Yeah, that's super important. That's also super important. Well, Sheriff Wagner, I really appreciate you coming in. Really appreciate you spending the time. Is there anything else that you wanted to mention? Kind of give you a little bit of an open platform before we let you go that you wanted to mention?
No, I just really appreciate 1011 being willing to air this for us and help us get the word out to get these folks into custody. And we can't do it on our own. We need the help of the whole community, including 1011 and all the citizens out there to help us out. So we appreciate your help, and give us a call with any information you might have.
All right, yeah, it really does take a village. And really quickly, last minute, I will throw in Zoo Done It, the Lincoln Lancaster County Crime Stoppers fundraiser is this Friday. I think tickets are probably going to be going or being sold here maybe soon.
Yeah, I think they were close to being sold out.
Close to being sold out, but again, that is this Friday.
Check on it.
Check on that. You can find information on that on the Lincoln Lancaster County Crime Stoppers webpage. So again, Sheriff Wagner, thank you so much for joining in.
Bill, thank you.
Everyone for tuning in and joining us as always. As always, keep it tuned to 1011, both on air and online, for all of your latest news, weather, and sports. And until next time, folks, have a good one.